Damn, excuse my tardiness. But I'm going all the way up. Basic training part two. Brother Farrell's coming in. We coming in pretty hot, man. I'm not fucking around. Every time I do this shit with the entrepreneurs in the community, we go all the way up. You know what I'm saying? Shout outs to everybody that's been, supporting me offline. Clubhouse is cool and shit, but I really know who's tapped in when we tap in offline. You know what I'm saying? When we do great things and tap in with each other, and, you know what I mean? It's all about the support offline too. We can do a lot of things together, but the support offline is everything. You know what I'm saying? Cause you can tell a lot about a person if they support you off this shit. You know what I'm saying? Clubhouse is cool, but who's really supporting you, off this shit? Like when you go ahead and go, level up or get a new position in life or do a new, do something cool. Who's really gonna be there? Right? So I feel like, every time we make the community, I see a lot of different people coming in and out. I see y'all, but then a lot of y'all, I still haven't tapped into what your brand is doing and what you're doing offline. So I really want you guys to understand, like every time me, Pharaoh, Crypto, everybody, like we gonna tap in with y'all on a high level when we get off this. So it's cool, coming on here, being on here, but if we ain't tapped in offline, it's like what the fuck we doing? Right? Anybody can come on here and talk, but if we're not adding value to each other, then what's the point, man? I'm adding value every day. It doesn't matter who it is or who I come across, but I'm definitely adding value. But I'm gonna be waiting for some of my friends to come up, right? Some of my you know what it is, Foul. We waiting for the crew. Let's keep going.
I'm not in a mood cause my flight delayed. So I jumped on a private jet and I'm asking a pilot the ETA. Lambo parked on a landing strip, everyone in my gang and my DJ paid. Why is my man talking about inshallah? These times he don't even pray. Why is my man wearing a Jesus piece? How did she squeeze in them jeans? Big behind and petitest waist. Take time with the GBG, we don't beef nobody like GBK. Woke up on the wrong side of bed, so he's gonna get slapped if I don't have my P's today. I love my young boy, I won't lead him straight. I'm stuck to little bro like PVA. Paid already, I don't need no hit song. We don't need ID, low bro 17 in the club, he ain't scrolling TikTok. F's just saw him on flick one. Which one? Who do you want? Go pick one. If I shoot my shot, I'll hit one. Matter of time till I get them all ticked off. Alright, we could go band for band.
Fuck that, we can go M for M.
Quarter mil for the Maybach truck.
Double R with the factory rims. I got the 90, the years, the versions, the bribes, I'm really the threat.
It's got to the point that I don't even care. I got jewels in the safe that I don't even wear.
Bro, I do it for some shoes and some clothes, you'll see what it'll do for a necklace. Right, yo, look like a spider, it's crawling $1 on just the accessories. Damn. She made me wanna go harder, I like a whole aura, I think I'm obsessed with her. They hit him up on his birthday, did him the worst way, he had a death wish. I get right under their skin, I don't even try, I guess I can't help this shit. I'ma have love for bro, for life, we talking, nah, I step with it. Of course you could beat me at talking, ain't no back and forth until we catch up with them. Knocking the bag and making the opposite mad, I done fell in love with it. You can't sell fish with a cute one, make account look good, it's a new one. You the type like the type of computers, got a mask but he ain't no shooter. Top 10 but she don't act bougie, me and your friends can go to a room. Good friends that depend on my mood.
Yo, Fire, that's the one you wanted? He trying to get me turned. Hold on. That's the one right there, bro?
That's
Shit.
the one.
Damn. That shit go crazy. Shout outs to King. Shout outs to Nick. I know last week we came in hot on Monday and we were talking about, that basic training. And I want to go back in too, but I want, you guys to give you some space, man. See if you guys want to say any words before I start chopping it up because I got a lot. Chop it up. This is part two. Part one was fire. We went all the way in and it was all about just, staying focused, the things you need, respect, communication. It was the basic training part one. We all enjoyed it. We loved it, right? King, can you please introduce yourself, man, before I check in with, brother Nick, and then we just warming it up, man, waiting for some friends to pull up and, just vibing out. But over to you, Nick, man. King, and then pass it to brother Nick. Let's get it.
What up, Stacks? What's up, everybody? Happy Monday, blessed Monday. You already know the vibes. My name is Jared, CEO of Money Records LLC, the first international record label distribution company, and also EOTW Corporation, our own ecosystem built for elites. I love the topic today. Can't wait to go in on being entrepreneur needs. And yeah, Thank you, and shout out to Stack, shout out to Nick, and shout out to everyone up in here right now.
Let's go, Farrah. I appreciate that. We're gonna be talking about that basic, like just chopping it up, some points and what every entrepreneur needs. And you guys can come in with me as well and do what you need to do, right? Come in with me, go hard, right? Brother Nick, you got any words before I chop it in, man? Any warm up words, man? I like to get everybody before I start, doing the lesson, brother. Thank you for being here, Nick. Over to you, brother, if you're around.
What's up, brother? How you doing, man? Peace, love, and longevity, man. Another day 6 feet above the soil. Hope everybody's having a great day today. My name is Nick Lariano. I'm a mental health advocate, award-winning public speaker, owner of Only the Motivated. Listen, man, one thing I could say, Stack, one thing before we get too heavy in this, every entrepreneur needs a sense of purpose. And what I mean by that is that every time you wake up, you got to know what the reasoning is before you waking up. Because sometimes we just kind of go with the flow, go with the motions. We don't know what it is the day is going to bring. But if you got a drive, if you got an ambition, if you got a motive behind what you do and you shift in gear, like you do a car when you shift from park to reverse to neutral to drive, you're going to go through your day attacking every obstacle, every hardship, everything that gets thrown in your path. Because listen, man, I'm going to just tell it like it is. God did not put you on earth to be ordinary.
Say that again, Nick. I don't think they need to hear that from the back, Nick. Talk to him.
God did not put you here to be ordinary. So whatever desire or passion or endeavor you got behind the scenes that nobody knows about, only you know, bring it to light, because somebody out in the world needs what you have to offer. But until you do that, you're going to block a lot of blessings. You're going to keep yourself in the dark when you deserve to shine the light, if I'm being quite honest with you. And you got to do what it is you got to do. You got to handle business. You got to apply pressure. And you got to make some stuff happen. You can't keep contemplating, second guessing, wondering what could be, because nobody wants to live life with regret. If you are that kind of person that's been second guessing your potential and going against your will and inner power, you're doing yourself a disservice. So every entrepreneur needs a sense of drive, needs a sense of motive, needs a purpose, needs a reason behind what they're doing. Don't just do it to gain followers or to gain insight or to gain some clarity. Do it because you have a right intention behind it and it's something that you actually love doing. Because a lot of people, Stack, let's be real, they don't love what they do. They just love the money that comes with it. They're not really fulfilled with what they're doing.
Nick, you hitting on some point. Nick, get up in there. They don't love what they do. They only love the money. Damn.
I'm just being honest with you, man, because a lot of people, right? Something I believe in. Again, not everybody may believe this, but for me, if you make about, let's say, $500,000 to $1 million a year, right? Let's say realistically that's your net worth. If you are unfulfilled in your soul and you're not happy before the money even came about, you're always gonna be missing something. You're always gonna have an empty void. So I think for me, what I've learned is that yes, it's great to have money because it solves a lot of your problems. But if you're not happy as an individual before that price tag was even come about, you're gonna be missing something. Something's gonna be looking after you. You're gonna be looking at yourself. Well, what's that key reason as to why I'm not happy? Like, am I not happy because I don't like what I look like? Am I not happy because my approach and my attitude is poor? Like, what is it? Like, what's that one thing that's missing? And I think a lot of times people don't understand that is the main component. If you're happy and you know you're happy with who you are and what you're doing, that money's just going to add to what you're currently doing. It's going to add to your happiness. It's going to add to your value. Something or someone cannot be the main source of your happiness. And if it is, once that thing gets taken away, you're going to be in that same exact spot you were before that thing came about. So I think a lot of people have to be intentional with what their purpose is, like I mentioned, because a lot of times, right, we just do it because we know the instant gratification that can come with it, but we're not doing it because we love it. So that's my 2 cents. We'll just keep going as we go.
Damn, Nick coming in hot. I love that, Nick. Do it from the heart. That's what I heard from Nick's share, Nick. You feel me, bro? Like, do that shit from the heart, man. Do it. Anything you do, just do it from the heart. You know what I'm saying? Shouts to Valerie, KB in the building, Danny. Doing basic training part 2. We're gonna be talking about what every entrepreneur needs. I'm gonna go right back into it, Nick. I feel like it's communication, man. If we're not on the same page, then let's just open it up, right? We're not on the same page, then how are we gonna connect? How are we gonna be able to do things? Communication is I've seen $1 million plans fold because of communication. I've seen things not go the right way because of the communication factor. So definitely, I think it's communication, man. Definitely need some type of communication ASAP. because we cannot be on the do two different pages or not seeing eye to eye, especially when it comes to business, right? Now, I have another thing I want to talk about, with the training is talking about, respecting each other's background, right? I don't know what you've been through and you don't know what I've been through. But to respect each other's backgrounds and everything and boundaries is everything for this training. So let's get up in there like boundaries, backgrounds. I don't know you. You don't know. I don't. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tread lightly. I don't know who you are. You don't know who I am. So I feel like respecting each other's background. Real quick, Nick, touch on that before I check on Valerie and Danny. How you feel about that, Nick? Checking on backgrounds and boundaries, bro. Before I keep going, Nick, if you're still there, brother.
Yeah, of course, bro. I think one thing I've learned over time is that people know the old you, but don't want to get to know the new you. And I think they only know what they want to know because they probably know you for who you were before, how you acted before, how you thought before, how you spoke before, but they're not willing to get to know the new you. So what I always say to people is, if you want to get to know the new me, then come around me more, be around me more, see if my intentions are the same as they were before. I think sometimes when we grow and we develop and we start to realize that life has a bigger meaning behind it, we understand that there's more to life than what we're actually thinking. So, and a lot of people don't want to grow. A lot of people don't. A lot of people just want to stay the same. A lot of people just aren't willing to get out of their comfort zone or do something differently. And I think those kind of people are blocking their own blessings, like I mentioned. And that if you're putting yourself around people that are like that just to fit in and just to feel like, oh, well, I've known this person forever, and they know my background, they know what I've come from, they know where I was when I had nothing. But if you keep hanging around people that are doing the same thing as they were 6 years ago or 2 years ago or 6 months ago, then you're hurting yourself. Because the one thing we don't have enough of is time. We don't have enough time. We always complain about how we don't have enough time to do this, we don't have enough time to do that, but we all have the same 24 hours. Truthfully, if I truth be told, we all have the same 24 hours. Yours is not different than mine, but everybody wants to get to know who you are, what you're currently doing now, but what did you know before, right? Because who I was before is not who I am now. You know the old me, you know the old version of me, but you're not willing to get to know the new me. And I think that's where people go wrong is they hold this baggage of things you used to say, things you used to do, that things you used to act on. But that's not me anymore. I've outgrown that old version of me. I'm a new person now. And I think your background, just like where you come from, the money you have, and the family that you have, none of that stuff matters. Like, yeah, it matters to you, but that's not other people's business. People want to be in your business so much, and they want to know everything about you, all the ins and outs, but they're not willing to be there when you're struggling, when you're down bad, when you got nothing to your name, when you're still figuring it out. Like they don't want to be there for that stuff. So like if you're not willing to go through the mud with me and see that life is about struggle and enduring struggle and embracing struggle, then you don't deserve to win me when I'm at the top, when I'm thriving and glowing up. You don't deserve to be with me. You don't deserve to be with me when I'm thriving and doing my best and making a name for myself. If you weren't there with me through my struggle when I had nothing to my name, when I was eating Smuckers, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, stuff like like if you wasn't with me when I was eating that stuff, you don't deserve to eat me when I'm eating steak dinners or sushi dinners or anything like that. Like, and again, I'm just speaking materialistic stuff, but like it's about fulfillment. It's about being around people that love you for you and don't love the old version of you or love the new version of you, but they love you for the person that you're growing into, the things that you're not doing any longer, the things you're not tolerating, the behaviors that you're not doing anymore. I think so many people are so fixated on the old version of you and the background that you come from that they can't see the fact that, oh, this person's getting ahead of me. Let me see if I can play catch up. It's not about playing catch up. It's about how we can win together, Stack. That's why I talk about in all these rooms. It's about we. It's not about me. It's about we. And once you get out of that mentality of I, you start to think of me, of we, and we. That's how we all grow. You know what I'm saying? Like for example, Lindsay and I, we don't talk every day. Valerie, we don't talk every day. Danny, we don't talk every day. But I'm gonna tell you what, we're all in different professions, and that's what makes us unique. We all come from different backgrounds. We all come from different net worths. We all come from different behavioral types. But that's what makes us who we are. I'm not going to sit here and shame them because they're in a different background than me and they're in a different circumference than me. I'm not going to do that because I want to see them win alongside of me. And once you put your pride and ego to the side and say, you know what, it's not about what I'm doing because yes, I need to win too. But when I'm helping others, man, my blessings are going to come too. It's not about where you come from. Listen, you can come from nothing, Stack. I kid you not. Listen. My family, my dad's side of the family came from Portugal, man. They came from nothing, nothing. And I kid you not, I was supposed to be in that same stereotype. I was supposed to be in that same narrative, coming from nothing, broke, poor, homeless, all that stuff. But you know what, man? I took initiative in my life and I said, you know what? I don't want to be like that. If I want my life to change, I have to make my life to change. I can't just keep being in the same pattern and running the same hamster wheel expecting nothing to change. I got to make the change for myself. Change starts when you implement change. I'm going to say that again. Change starts when you implement change. If you're not willing to change, you can't expect change. And I think sometimes we put ceilings on ourselves, we put limits on ourselves, not realizing this is the fundamental fact of life. All of us are limitless. We don't have limits. So when you put ceilings on yourself and you put caps on yourself and say, oh, well, I'm content where I'm at. No, you can go further. You just don't want to. You just don't want to. You're not choosing to. People are so content and comfortable, but you're not realizing that there's more than just scratching surface level. You can do so much more. You don't have to be like your parents. You don't have to be like your family history. It's not about your family tree. It's about you reuse. It's about you making a new tree and you growing into new roots. Because see, they don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about that. So I don't know. Maybe that's another conversation for another day. But I'm just
Damn, yo, Nick going in, man. Put him on. Yo, Nick, you going crazy, bro. It's that Monday heat. We need that Monday energy, right? Shout outs to GA. Shout outs to Sister Lizette, Valerie, Danny, Tasia, King. Ping the room up, share the room up. Nick, you just blazed it, bro. You came in hot, bro. Damn. We need that. We need that type of energy. If you ain't got that type of energy that Nick got, bro, I don't, stay away, man. You know what I'm saying? I like that. You know what I'm saying? That radiate energy. Hey, Pharaoh, you got any gems you want to drop, bro, before I get into this? Talk to me, brother. And what's
Yeah, is
going on
my
with the
mic clear?
EOTW? Yeah, what's going on with the EOTW app, bro? I'm waiting for that. Talk to me.
So the EOTW app is already in its beta stage right now with the decentralized banking system, the centralized video platform, and of course we're creating a platform to pay creators and content creators, public figures, and everything else to start, being the next upcoming most paid streaming platform, not just for music, but also for your content, your pictures, your videos. And then we're also working on something called Elite Talk Podcast AI, which is going to be our podcast platform coming out soon, where you can distribute your platform on here, your podcast on the platform, and then you can also monetize it. We also have a built-in AI system on the back end where people can actually change. You can transcript your whole podcast after you record it, and it'll give you an entire breakdown of what the whole podcast is about, and also help you set up some behind the scenes SEO traffic. So that's the EOTW, guys. Make sure if you want to tap in on the shares, anything like that, you want to have info on it, tap in on Instagram, text me #elite, and I'll get you more details. And to add to the basic training part 2, what every entrepreneur needs, and I'm going to say 2 things, is number 1 is discipline, and number 2 is consistency.
Why
Number
discipline? Why discipline, Pharaoh? Talk to us. Let's go.
Discipline is something where you don't have to wake up for a 9 to 5 job, right? When you wake up for a 9 to 5 job, that's discipline. You got to wake up 9, you got to wake up by 8, go there by 9, work for a whole day, and hit 5. When you're a CEO or an entrepreneur yourself, you work for yourself, you still have to make sure you get up at this time, work till this time. Being an entrepreneur, we actually don't there's not enough hours in the day to do what we have to do. So usually people at 9 to 5, they're like, okay, cool, we out. But working as a CEO, we work all day, and it's called discipline. Because if you don't discipline yourself to wake up, do what you got to do, you don't discipline yourself to do a to-do list, or do one thing different every single day or every single week to change the outcome of your future and bring it into your present, that's the first thing. Consistency is also the big thing, comes back with discipline, is because stay disciplined on your goals and stay consistent on your goals. What I've realized in life through building companies is once you stay consistent on something, no matter how much talent you have, if you spend all your time putting into this one thing, you are going to pass everyone else that has the talent because you were consistent on it. See, I watch a lot of Elon Musk and I read a lot of Benjamin Franklin autobiographies, etc. And one thing Elon said was, when a regular person works a 9 to 5 and they work 40 hours a week, right? The same person could work 80 hours a week. And it's things that you get done within 160 hours for 1 month. That person has already doubled or tripled that. So they're already 2 months ahead of what everyone else is doing with the 40 hours. So consistency on your goal will achieve it no matter what. If you have a real dream and you stay consistent on it, it will come true no matter what. It's impossible for it not to do. So manifest it, stay consistent, stay disciplined. That's a little keys right there to start going. And back to you, Stacks.
Woo-wee! We just getting started. Got my brother Donovan pulled up to the stage. Jose, GA, Sister Lindsaya, Valerie, Danny, right? We in the building, man. I appreciate y'all. Basic training part 2. I did part 1 last week with the community. We went all the way in. We were talking about what every entrepreneur needs. What do we need, right? Like, this is the shit we talking about today. We're gonna wake it up on a Monday, talking about what we need, right? So Nick went in, King Pharaoh went in, right? Everybody's been going in, but I really want to, really, touch up on some different things, right? Now, I know, this is very important, but, I said it last week, I'm going to say it again, but we got to develop a business plan, right? Setting them goals, getting the SMART goals, getting that budget. There's a lot of different times I talk to entrepreneurs, and Nick, tell me if I'm wrong. I'll talk to them, right? Pharaoh, tell me if I'm wrong. And they don't know what they want to do or your budget or what you want to get into, right? You got to go figure out a plan. I can't, if you don't know, I don't know, right? So that financial plan, that developing that bit, like really diving into the plan. I know we touched up on it a little bit, but let's break it down. The whole business plan. You need to have this shit structured. If you're just shooting a target and you're shooting at something, nothing's gonna get done if you don't have this shit on point. So let's be on point. Let's talk about creating the business plan. I want to welcome GA. I know, he don't really get to, share, but GA, brother, if you're around, can you, give me some tips, or you got anything you want to chime into what every entrepreneur needs? But I feel like it's, business plan, but I want to develop one in depth with everybody on the stage. So over to you, brother. Thank you for joining. Oh man, they took GA's mic. We can't hear him, right? GA. Sometimes Clubhouse does that, brother. They'll take your mic and we can't hear you. Donovan, are you there, brother?
Yeah, man, it's funny you talk about getting on point, which is funny because that is the name of my company, is Get On Point. Um, and I know like one of the things that I've been really focusing on right now is like generating the right activity, right? Is being structured correctly, communicating effectively, getting present to what your whys, like why are you doing this and what you're doing, is very key because you're going to understand like you're going to have like different opportunities are going to come your way all the time, and sometimes opportunities aren't always the great opportunities for you. You're going to have to say no to some things because you got to remember you got to get focused on your goals and the things that you want. And sometimes, I mean, somebody told me this the other day was like, you have dreams and you have goals, and said, but and you have goals of like working with other people and doing other things, but are those goals aligned with your goals, and are your goals aligned with their goals? Because if they're not, then they're not really the goals that need to be worked on. And you guys need to go back to the drawing board and actually create your goals of what it is you guys want to do. So even in business and even in relationships, things like that, when, even with me dealing with somebody I'm dealing with now, is like I've said, okay, you got your goals, I have my goals, but what are our goals, right? You literally have to make those clear, defined lines of what the goals are for your company. What are your goals for your month? What are your goals for the year? What are your goals for the week? What are your goals for the day? Like you have to break that down to the point to where it's like, okay, if you're in sales, how many calls am I going to make, or am I using AI? Am I using the best tools to give me those calls, right? Those connects. And then once you have all those things, then what are you doing with them? What are your systems that you're putting in place to be able to maintain those things, to be able to scale those things? You can have business all day, but if you're not structured to succeed and you're not in a position to take on all those calls or take on all that volume, then you're not really being successful. You're really being, you're kind of like you're kind of stagnant in a sense. You're kind of just floating around, right? It's kind of like
Facts.
you're
Come
getting in a
on,
pool.
Donovan. Expand on.
Yeah, man. So it's really those things. I mean, I've been working with a lot of different people, especially within Clubhouse. I've been trying to, and I'm, Stack can tell you, he and I have been talking a lot most of the days, pretty much every day. And there are times where I have to kind of like I say I got to take a back seat, bro. I gotta step away because I have other things that I got going on. And that's sometimes you have to have that ability to say, hey, look, I'm taking a break or I'm taking a pause. And it's not taking a break from your business, it's taking a break from other things around you because you have to continuously get focused and you have to refocus yourself and you have to adjust. You got to be able to pivot, right? You got to be able to see what the market is giving you, but also to see what your clients are asking for, right? Those types of things. If you're in services, if you're in sales, you got to understand, you got to be able to adjust to the market and adjust to your clients. So again, I would say the top ones will be is to be organized, to be passionate, right? I mean, passion is kind of an internal thing, but organized is going to be an external thing. Like you can do that, right? You got to be organized. You got to be on point. You got to be clear in your vision, clear in your dreams, and then push forward. I mean, you're gonna hit roadblocks. Don't let your roadblocks become, or excuse me, don't let your speed bumps become roadblocks. Right? I always say just understand like it may slow you down, but it shouldn't stop you. And just always keep your dream alive and always keep it, keep the conversation going. And you have to you create before you visually see it, but then you create it by actually talking about it and in marketing, and you have to be your best marketer for your company.
You have to be your best marketer. Put a one in the chat if y'all agree with Donovan. Be your best marketer. I talk about marketing all the time with Donovan on the phone. We chop it up about different things, right? And this is someone
Absolutely.
that's, we see eye to eye. You know what I'm saying? Me and Donovan, man, we know right from wrong. Man, listen, I see eye to eye, bro. I love you, man. Thank you for coming through, Donovan, because it's about the energy, bro, and about what you're doing. And I love when you talk because I'll be like, yo, Donovan got a lot of shit going on, but I want him to come through and talk about this more, Come share with us more. So thank you for being here. I'm gonna check on brother Jose after GA because I know Jose, we're gonna be doing some crypto stuff, man. I need to expose what's really going on, right? So GA, if you're there, man, I know Clubhouse takes your mic sometimes, man. Are you there? Over to
Yeah,
you, brother.
man. Can you hear
I
me?
can hear you
Can you hear
loud
me,
and
bro?
clear, man. Go ahead, GA.
Hey, man, I love this stacks. You are lighting it up on fire. And, man, I will give you just a synopsis from the financial standpoint. Structure, 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 structure. If you don't have the right structure, then you cannot grow up to glow up, man. That's the facts. And most entrepreneurs don't do the background structure. You need to know before you even go to the first bank to actually get a loan. You need to know what your perfect client is, where they are, where they're located, what Instagram, where do they go and get their business. You need to have a perfect customer profile. Second of all, you need to know what your NACAS code is. There makes no sense for you to actually name your business something that banks are going to run away from. You need to know what's perfect for your business, that NACA code. You need to go to askthepublic.com, find out what your clients are actually asking on Google so that you can solve problems, because the rich people find problems, wealthy people solve them. And that's the difference. You need to grow your business based on where you want to go. And thirdly, you need to have an exit strategy. Your goal should never be to make a whole bunch of money and stack your bank account. You need to have an exit strategy so that you can actually grow up, glow up, and you can monetize what you've built so that you can sell it for the next step. You need to be building not wealth, you need to be building equity, because your business should not be your job, it should be your asset.
Wee! That boy GA coming in hot. Right after Donovan. He just added the fire on top. You know what I'm saying? Put a fire emoji in the chat. Keep sharing the room out. Keep pinging it out. I love when you guys come in with that, you know what I mean? With that energy. GA, I love it. Shout outs to you guys for, pulling up. And it's all about the energy we surround ourselves with, right? Basic training, part 2. If you know somebody that wants to talk about the basic training or has some tips for us, tell them to come inside the Media Mentors. Me, Nick, King Pharaoh, Danny, Lindsay, Tasia, and the rest of the crew. We here and we want to talk about. We have it. We have this. We're having this today. We're having this conversation. Nothing but good energy. We only want to surround ourselves with the right ones, not the most people, the right people. Right now, I want to get into something before I check into my brother Jose. It's personal development, right? You got to build self-confidence. When I'm talking to certain individuals, Nick, King, I don't hear the confidence. You got to scream. You got to know you're that. When I say you're that, you got to know you're her or him, What I say, you gotta know you're her or him. That goes with the results. You're gonna get more results knowing who you are in the universe. I say this a lot in Linzea's room. I say I know who I am in the universe, so I snatch all the opportunities. That's what you do. I know who I am, and I snatch all the opportunities out of the universe. I say that all the time. I go in there and pray. If I get some time before my calls, I will go in there and show love and get in where I fit in, and I love it because that's what it's about. More love and more love, right? Having more love. Let's continue with the confidence part. Who want to come in? Nick, it's on you, brother, and then I'm going to continue. Go ahead.
Yeah, real quick, brother, real quick, man. Honestly, man, I had this thought when Donovan and GA were speaking, and I definitely don't want to forget it. But one thing that really came to my mind, I know it as entrepreneurs, as creatives, as visionaries, we obviously portray ourselves, and we are. I think one thing that is very key to growth and development and finances and mindset is also being relatable. If you're not relatable, if people can't see you and understand the kind of person that you are, like for me sometimes, like, yes, in public speaking you got to be serious, but you also got to be relatable. Like, you got to be someone that no matter what profession you're in, people can relate to what you're saying, people can relate to your mentality, people can relate to your intellectuality, people can relate to your personality, if I'm being honest. And I think sometimes people get like kind of misconstrued by that because we're so focused on grabbing the client, on securing the deal and getting, securing the bag. And I think sometimes, like, man, listen, it's okay to be human. It's okay to crack a few jokes and, be a human being. You don't got to be a robot. You're not programmed like that. So I think sometimes we just got to learn to kind of be relatable. But, like, yes, some people are going to say, well, you got to separate friendship and business. Yes, but you can't be strict and serious all the time. Like, that's something I learned by completely messing up and fucking up in entrepreneurship is you can't be serious all the time, man. It's not realistic. Like, you're not programmed that way. You're a human. You can feel out your emotions. You can smile from time to time. Like, listen, when I first started Stack, there were times where people that were, bigger than me, they would say, Nick, just smile, bro. Like, it's not that deep. Like, you can be a human too. Like, and I thought to myself, like, damn, like if they're telling me that, then maybe there's some science behind that. So I would just say be relatable, be a human being, like take the time to actually smile. Don't just be serious all the time. Like, get people to understand your worth and value, yes, but also like get to have that and form that relationship with them, build that friendship with them. Like, because if someone can relate to you, they're gonna want to pay you more. You know what I'm saying? And Stack.
Hold on, I'm gonna say that again, Nick. I gotta give Nick the horn for that because he's hitting right. Expand on that a little bit, Nick. Why you say that, man? Let's go.
Stack, I kid you not, bro. Like, once you learn to be relatable with people, especially your clients, if that's what you're looking to get, if you're relatable with them, you can like relate to them on a personal level. They're gonna pay you more. They're gonna lock in with you more. They're gonna actually bring people to you because you're relatable. Like, it's not even just your age. Your age don't mean nothing. It's not even your experience. It's just you're a relatable person. You've been through the mud. You've been through the struggle. Like, they relate to you. So I'm saying. So I just think it's like we got to be relatable, man. That's why I wanted to bring up that point because I see so many people, they're just serious all the time. Like, it's not realistic, man. Just be yourself. Be authentic. Be transparent. Be open. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Some people may not agree with that, but I've had pretty good success with it so far. Maybe I'm just speaking from my personal experience, but just being relatable, just being a good person, you know what I'm saying? Not because you can get something out of it, but just be a good person. Be good to people. Spread love, spread kindness. Tell someone have a good day. Like, all that stuff goes a long way, man. Truthfully, like, you don't got to be all about ego and all about personal accolades. Like, yeah, that stuff is good, but you got to know the reason as to why you're doing what you're doing. So hopefully that makes sense, bro.
Damn, brother Nick coming in hot. I think I need a quick reset. I was gonna check in with brother Jose, but he probably had to step out. So after my next reset, I'm gonna check on sister Lindsay, and then we're gonna continue this conversation. Ping the room out, share the room out. It's Monday. Basic training part 2, what every entrepreneur needs. Damn, ping this room up, share this room up. Danny, what's good? I'm gonna talk to you soon. Let's go.
Blending in with the road these days, but I still tell the difference. Realness, get recognition, I recognize that from a distance, see it from far. Bare AMPR told bro, big, you don't smoke weed in a car. It feels good to see me in a trance, I used to hit shots and Linkin Parks. You've been warned, I'll ring the alarm, they talk about the trap, they ain't been in it once. YG got the trench coat on, it's black and low like a Christian nun. Tryna locate me a new plate, I don't put trust in Vinny. what's wrong with these self-inflicted bums? For my livelihood, push white in my hood, but I don't recommend it, there's no longevity. Central, don't forget me, money don't make me lose my memory. A2 anti, do man badly, do that gladly. I treat every day like a Monday morning, I treat every month like a January. They think they got one up on us. DTP, I don't trust pictures out of my dogs, there's some I can trust. Won't even lie, I got PTSD, nearly done up a finger, they ran up on us. I left home when I was 14, YJ was 10 and a man of the house. We go from baby straight to men. Get some money, relive your childhood. Shorty, think that I'm childish. Tryna pull down my trousers, rip my nut on my cousins. Out of sight, out of mind.
Hey, ping this up. You know what I just thought about? Like everything Nick said, Donovan, GA, it's adding to the basic training and what every entrepreneur needs. They need someone. And you know what else they need? They need someone to hold them accountable. Let's talk about that. Put a 1 in the chat. Let's talk about it. I don't care who you are. It doesn't matter, man. You gotta hold people accountable, man. Hold them accountable, right? Take responsibility. It doesn't matter what you've done. It's like Nick said, don't be all about accolades. Don't be all about take be relatable. Be someone that right? So I'm aligning with what Nick's talking about. I'm aligning with what everyone's talking about, and I want to continue this conversation, right? Because the last thing I left off on was personal development, building that self-confidence, that resilience, right? And having that communication and getting those skills all the way through the roof, right? So ping the room up, share the room up. I want to check on my sister Lindsay. She had a fire room. I couldn't, stay for long, but I came in right on time because it hit me right there. Bang. Man, when it hits you, it's alignment. You get up there and you say what you got to say. So Lindsay, I appreciate you and the flock, Wellness Warriors. I want to check on you because I want to see if you have anything for the basic training part 2 and what every entrepreneur needs. Thank you for being here, sister. Over to you.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely excited of what's been said already, and is agility and also patience because things will always be changing. Change is inevitable, and that is a good thing, and it can also feel challenging. And also knowing because the ideas, the idea in the dream so often are an immediate desire to have happening, and knowing that it's in the process of happening and we're already on the way is a really important thing to remember. So, patience and knowing divine timing always. And I'm excited to hear what others have to pour into this room today, and I will toss this mic back your way.
Thank you for being here, Lindsay. We need that. See, some more tips. Please come in. If you know anybody that wants to give us some tips, pull up. Got everybody in here. More energy, more love. Let's continue this, right? Now, when you're learning new things on the journey, you want to recap it too, right? Don't just get the information and soak it in. You want to go back to it too, because there's a lot of people that take information in but then won't remember it. Write it down. Create a notepad. Create something that you can go back to. Visualize. Vision board. Do something like that, right? I've had a vision board forever. Got everything on my vision board down to everything I believe in, crypto, everything. You know what I'm saying? You put your visions up there, right? Put what's in you up there. But vision board, everything. Get that up there, right? Because visualization is everything. If you're not visualizing something, then what are you doing, right? I don't understand that. So let's continue. I want to continue to dive in. I want to also check on brother Danny. I want to see what he thinks about what every entrepreneur needs. I know he's in and out, probably busy on calls, but Danny, are you around, brother? Are you here right now?
What's going on?
Listen, now Danny, I know you work with a lot of people. You have people underneath you. What is something that you teach them, man? What's something every entrepreneur needs before they even work with your company or anyone around you? What's something that they would need to have? It doesn't matter if it's characteristic, it doesn't matter if it's morals, it doesn't matter if it's a plan. What's something that they need, to be something qualified to work around you?
I mean, the will to want to be better. That's it. You know, I gotta have the will to want to listen, to be able to listen, to want to be better.
Definitely got to be coachable, Danny. I feel that there's a lot of
Yeah.
entrepreneurs that aren't coachable. It's like talking in a wall, right?
Yep. And then, or some don't listen. Some people don't listen. I mean, I say this, man. Anybody could be an entrepreneur. You just start a business, but anybody could have a business, but and I hear a lot of people, and this might go against a lot of people, on the app, but you know how I feel, man. Like, a lot of people talk about, they got six-figure businesses and everything like that. I mean, that's great, but if all you're trying to, I mean, if that's success to you, then I mean, I feel bad because that's not, you know, that's not the purpose of having a business. Because if your business is doing six figures, you ain't making that. Your business is making that, so you're making less. And if you're making less, you might as well stop what you're doing and go work for somebody else. Because there's people out there that are making. I mean, we got guys doing 3, 5, 800 grand a year. As employee. I mean, these guys, they're our sales guys. And they're making more money than some people make in their business. And it's not a shot at business owners. It's just that people have the wrong idea about jumping into a business when they jump in, because they hear this. This is what's leading me to saying this, that they hear the wrong information. See, when you talking, like, when the first thing that you ask me, like, what somebody needs to be a successful entrepreneur or a successful business person, they need the right information. They need to learn from the right people. And you got a lot of people out there spewing out a bunch of BS. People online, talking about they're gonna help you make $1 million at the end of the week if you get to take their course and you do this and that and this. And look, man, I mean, we sell courses, we sell programs. For those of you guys that don't know, I'm partners with Grant Cardone. So, I mean, that's one of the services that we offer. We sell training programs to businesses. But so I mean, I'm not against that. It's just having the right information, and if and knowing, you know, that where that information is coming from. Like, I don't want to learn something from somebody that's never done anything, or that's not really where it is that I want to be. And I've had my uh my what's the word I'm looking for? I've had my um man, I can't believe the word left me. I've gone back and forth on here, like, you know with with my thoughts on this, on the app, just because, like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've had people, they when messages were around, people messaging me, hey, I could coach you, and I'm like, dude, I don't even know who you are, and you're telling me you're gonna, like, you haven't even looked me up, you haven't even seen, like, what I've done, like, how do you even know that you could even, like, I'm just like, you know my whole thing is, I don't mind learning, but I want to make sure that I'm learning from the right people, and I'm learning from I'm learning the right things, because I'm trying to continuously level up. Like, Stack, like, what I was doing this weekend. I was with AB and Tank's team, and that's what I'm used to being around, man. I'm used to being around the best, and it's not to knock anybody down. It's just the levels that I want to keep going. I want to keep going to, and the levels I want to keep growing into. I got to be around that. And that's happened to me from day one. When I stepped in the gym, I wanted to be around the best. And it turned out to be an 18-year career, and I was in there with the best in the world. And then I just transitioned that over to business. And it's just, I mean, it's just what I want. So, all I can say, man, is I encourage people to get around people that are going to give you what it is that, the information that's going to get you what you want, not eventually, but quicker. Because I'm all about speed, man. I just, I want shit fast. If I could figure out a way to make, if I could figure out a way to make $10 million a week, dude, those are the people I want to be around. If I could figure out a way to reach 1 million people, 100,000 people, you know what I'm saying, every year, new people, man, I want to learn how to do shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm looking at. And it's like, then it's like, who Grant always talks about, like, the who. And it's like, who's gonna help me do that? Who do I need to talk to? Who do I need to meet? Who do I need to learn from? Like, those are the things that I'm looking at. So when you talk to me about, like, you know what I mean, or like when you throw over to me as far as, like, you know, what an entrepreneur needs, it's what somebody needs to be successful. And that's not only entrepreneurs, that's everybody. So take the mic from me, man. I can keep going with this.
Man, you going all the way. And listen, Danny, I appreciate
I
you,
tell it.
brother.
I tell the truth, man. I'm not. I don't come on here to bullshit. You know that. Like I'm gonna tell the truth. I'm gonna tell it the way it is.
Nah, facts. Danny, I appreciate you, brother. We've been going all the way in. Basic training part two. It's almost over for the day. Y'all better get up in here and get your shares in. Y'all better, you know what I'm saying? I want to check on Sister Eamon too and Ebony, and then we could give our final shares and start rolling out. But Eamon, how you feeling? I've been going in. We've been talking about a few things to patch up from part one of the basic training. Now we're on part two, talking about what every entrepreneur needs, right? And we'll be having some other friends come in through the week and chop it up with us, and just keep going in. So,
Yeah, like,
over to you, Eamon. How you feeling? Thank you for being here.
hey everyone, this is Iman here, all the way from Cairo, Egypt. And actually, what every entrepreneur needs, believe it or not, sometimes you think that you know, but you don't, sorry, because at the end of the day, everything is changing um so quickly. But here's some lessons that I've been through my journey. I've been really learn it well. So we always have that love for our idea, for the project that we're doing, for for the product that we're selling. So when we got the rejection, we take it personally, and it hurts more if it's personally. So don't take it personally. Don't take rejection personally. Rather than letting rejection define the future of this product or this service, whatever you are selling, take the potentials that it's not that comes when you think about rejection as a feedback, not as a rejection. So don't let the rejection stop you. Every no is just another step to to a great yes. It's only a redefinition to the direction that we're taking. However, the feedback is, take it positively and think about whatever this feedback about. What can I learn from it? Uh, what do I have to do about it to avoid this the next time? And the other thing is, believe in your product. Don't love it. Don't fall in love with it, but believe in it. Believe in the goodness or in the benefit that you are offering for people, so you can enhance the life, make their lives better. But don't fall in love with it, because falling in love will really makes you feel bad about any feedback, about any rejection, and so on and so forth. So this belief keeps pushing you forward. The commitment of this product to succeed will always turn a good idea into a great product. This is how I work in the business development. When I believe in product, when I believe in business, when I believe in idea, it's at the first beginning, it's raw. It's still raw. It's still in the dirty phase. The dirty when you have only idea, you don't have a lot in your mind, and you still can shop here and there and clean it a little bit, refine, and then you go to the define. The define, you know now the shape or the form of this product, what we call in business development the MVP. But the MVP should not ever be the final product, because you always need to enhance, to improve, to develop more ways, more versions, more variety of whatever you're offering to the market. Adapt and evolve. And let me tell you why I'm saying this. Because it's life is changing. Change is the only constant, inevitable, as Dante was saying. But they have to go on with this change in the market. If you take it without flexibility, if you cannot adapt, it will cost you a lot. The cost of change, sometimes in big companies, you see this as change resistance. People become so resistant to the change and try to find ways to avoid it. But actually, when you adapt, you evolve. When you adapt to whatever the market situation is right now, you will always be the first, or not, maybe not the first, but you can evolve from this situation quickly and better in your advantage. So basically, this is the strategic move that you can do to align with the market, um, with your market, but in with clear vision. You have to have clear vision. You have to know what the market trends is. Does your product appeal the market? What's trending right now? How you can add value more of what you have and what your competitors have as well. And the last thing that I would say, I don't want to hug the mic all the time, but the last thing that I want to say is have a brand. Brand is a must for an entrepreneur because you are the brand. So work on yourself and work on your brand. The brand is the experience that you leave your client or customer with at the end of the day. This is what your brand is. I'm done speaking for now. I hope I add something today. Back to you, Stack. Thank you, guys.
Ooh-wee! Sister Eamon, all the way from Cairo, Egypt, came through, shared with the basic training today. Appreciate that, Eamon. Sister Ebony, thank you for coming by. You want to close us out with any final words before we get up out of here? Sister Ebony, over to you.
Hello, thank you for letting me be a moderator in here and coming in to share. It's so nice to hear from you all. I haven't been in here for a minute. I had to check in today on my little lunch break, and I seen that you guys were talking about what entrepreneurs need in life. That resonates with me because I tend to get overwhelmed and start doing too many things, and then I start scaling back and start dropping dropping things off and not completing tasks that I need to be completing. So with me, I've really had to take a step back this year, and patience is huge for me because, like I said, I get to doing too many things, and then next thing I know, I'm not completing this, not completing that, and then I'm doing something here and doing something there. So patience for me is huge, 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 huge. And I know for me, I've been working on now. Getting used to the digital products, that's a little challenging for me because there are lots and lots of different things that I need to do to learn with the computer skills that I minimal have. So that's been great though because it's keeping me going. And yeah, so that's all about I got for now. I do have a lot more things to share as an entrepreneur, as this boss assistant I just took, but that's a whole nother story. And I was already crying listening to this story. Long story short, my boss had me become a manager at $19 an hour, and I recently asked for a wage at 21, and she honored it. But now she's reneging on that and just breaking me down as much as she can, knowing this is my 9 to 5 and everything I need. So I've been having a hard couple last weeks, and that's what I'm going to leave there and share for now.
We hope you feel better. We hope your situation goes the right way. Ebony, thank you for pulling up. Everybody, thank you for pulling up. I'll be back this week with some more gems, some more fire, right? some more individuals. Shout out to King, Danny, Tony, everybody that came by, Eamon, everybody, Ebony. I'll be back this week with some more friends, some more interviews, and some more things to dive in to help you guys expand. And shout out to everybody that came on the crypto platform, because now you're making XRP passive income and you're able to take it out directly to your crypto wallet. So I love you guys. We're gonna keep going in and diving in. Basic training part 2. I just wanted to add on to part 1 that we had last week, and I wanted to finish it up because I had more to talk about. So I'm glad that everybody came in real quick to patch it up. We'll have a different topic coming up soon, and make sure you guys stay tuned for what's next. And also, click this link at the top for the free 15-minute call, so that way we can level up crypto, marketing, billboards, articles, anything you guys may need on your media journey. I'm here, and I cannot wait to level up with you. Let's tap in. Also, there'll be some, great things dropping from the community and apps, and there's all type of great things coming. So make sure you guys stay buckled up and be on the way. Shout out to you guys. I'm out of here.
Man talking about inshallah, these times he don't even pray. Why is my man wearing a Jesus piece? How did she squeeze in them jeans? Big behind her, but